The battle to combat the coronavirus and save lives is a global challenge. Steering the effort in Edina, Richfield and Bloomington is a man who was thrust into a vacant position last fall. Now, after 7 months serving in an interim position, Nick Kelley has been named Bloomington Public Health Administrator. Edina TV tells us more about his role in improving public health.
In January, interim Bloomington Public Health Administrator Nick Kelley worked with a limited supply of the Moderna vaccine.
I have you in the system.
To protect first responders from a deadly virus.
We've been vaccinating somewhat nonstop since then.
Kelley graduated from the University of Minnesota with a doctorate in environmental health with an emphasis on infectious diseases.
So I worked at the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy and did a lot of work on pandemic planning, pandemic influenza.
The coronavirus is highly contagious and capable of spreading by those without symptoms. In early 2020, Kelley knew the response to the pandemic would require everything he knew about infectious diseases.
We were learning in real time while we were seeing horrific humanitarian issues around the world.
Learning and strategizing an effort to show how individual decisions like wearing a mask and staying socially distant can slow the spread of COVID-19.
The challenge with an infectious disease like COVID is your actions impact your neighbors and their neighbors and your community.
And so, when he became interim Bloomington Public Health Administrator in October,
coordinate that with Hennepin County for what they're doing at Hopkins.
He knew that with the right tools and communication,
we're trying to really reach in Edina right now.
The Public Health Division could make an impact.
So most recently, Nick and I have worked together on vaccine communications, and one of our priorities has been ensuring that underserved populations get access to the vaccine and that they have accurate and timely information.
That meant building on a 44-year-old partnership with the cities of Edina and Richfield.
We have good lines of communications historically before COVID, and with COVID, those just really expanded and were more real time.
Postcards were sent to homes and zip codes with lower vaccination rates that promoted a vaccination clinic at the state fairgrounds.
I think Nick's great. We communicate really well. You know, he's done a really good job of keeping both Richfield and Edina in mind, not just thinking about Bloomington.
Now that collaboration will continue, with Kelley no longer filling an interim position.
I'm looking forward to continuing building those partnerships and growing them in the future. We've relied heavily on each other to get through this pandemic.
And you're all set.
And with more and more residents walking out the door vaccinated, he is looking forward to seeing what a post-pandemic future looks like.
Thank you. It makes me excited to think about where we can go with protecting and helping our community stay healthy.
I'm Dan Carpenter for Edina TV.
Kelley says as the pandemic response transitions, more resources are going back to activities that promote the long-term health of the community. To learn more about services offered by Bloomington Public Health, call 952-563-8900.